Well, we've finally gotten the long-awaited release of the Scream 7 trailer, and with it, everybody has been totally normal and sane. Today, I want to break down my thoughts on it and send a very clear message.
She stopped at a light and saw him walking in that field behind the Lost River Drive-In. Julie said he was so creepy.
Hey, what's up everybody? Nick here, and today I want to talk to you guys about Scream 7. Now, I've seen a lot of the comments I've gotten over the last week or so of people asking me if I'm going to give my thoughts on the Scream 7 trailer. I briefly mentioned it in a live stream last week, but today I wanted to give you more nuanced thoughts on it, and I wanted to address the backlash and the fallout from the release of that trailer. So first and foremost, I just want to say I was a huge fan of this trailer. I worried going into this that we were going to see a lot of the same, because although Scream is a super consistent franchise, that is also its weakness sometimes. Things look very similar. I'm happy to say that the Scream 7 trailer actually doesn't look that way, and I'm confused why I've seen people online saying it looks like the same old, same old. I don't get that vibe from this trailer at all. The first positive with this trailer that I really want to highlight is the focus on Sidney Prescott. Now, we had heard for months that Sidney was going to be the focus in this movie. Neve Campbell was back and everybody was like, oh yay, Sidney's going to be our lead character, right? But there was worry there for me, because we'd heard that before going into Scream movies, and then it never played out that way. Beginning as early as Scream 3, Sidney had felt a lot of times like a side character in these movies. Now, the Scream 3 situation made sense. Neve was only on set for a couple days. Scream 4, I would say she got more time than probably any movie since Scream 2. But 5, she was definitely heavily underrepresented, and she wasn't even present in Scream 6. Now, if you guys know anything about me, you know that I think Sidney Prescott is the greatest final girl in horror. Period. Argue with a wall. Like, that's my opinion. So needless to say, I'm really happy to see her be the focus in this trailer. Another thing that I really dug about this trailer is Ghostface seems different. And I said the same thing with Scream 6. This Ghostface feels meaner. It feels more personal. And I personally am really excited about the prospects of that, because I wanted this, if this was going to be Sidney focused, to really feel like the past matters here. I want the Ghostface killer or killers to be connected to Sidney's past. I want this to be personal. I feel like it always is better when that is the case. I look at Scream 3, and it's a movie that I actually really dig, and I know people are hot and cold with that one, but the reveal of Roman and his motivation, I really dig that entire third act. So if it's something similar to that, I'm totally on board. But also, this Ghostface just feels like nobody's safe. I love some of Roger L. Jackson's lines in this trailer, talking about how Sidney's daughter isn't going to get hurt until Sidney's there to see it. Or, of course, the one that everybody's talking about, the I'm going to burn it all down. There's multiple moments in this trailer where I'm like, damn, this Ghostface is not messing around. And honestly, I'm here for it. I also just want to highlight how this movie looks really well made. A lot of people were worried about Kevin Williamson being the director because many people cite the fact that he hasn't really made a true banger as a director before. But I'm happy to say that I think this looks aesthetically really pleasing, and it looks like this is going to be pretty large scale and technically sound, and I'm really looking forward to that, because I'll be honest with you, Kevin Williamson as a writer I'm totally on board with, but as a director I don't know if I was sold with. With this first trailer, I think that worry has pretty much gone away for me. But if it hasn't gone away for you, I'll just say Kevin Williamson is largely the reason that Scream is what it is. So honestly, if anybody is going to handle this with the love and respect that it deserves, it's going to be Kevin Williamson. And the final positive with this trailer for me is that it didn't give away any of the cameos at all. It doesn't tell us how these people are going to play into this movie. It didn't even tease us, aside from one line of dialogue at the very end of the trailer. That was awesome to me, and I think a lot of people are going to be surprised to find out how these characters work into this story. I'm sure some of them were hoping to get glimpses of these characters or their motivations in this trailer, and I think it was absolutely the right decision to not do that. So overall, I'm actually really hyped with this trailer. And now I want to address specifically the boycott of Scream 7. Look, I'm not going to get into the weeds of what you should or shouldn't think, what you should or shouldn't approve of. That's really not the point here. If you are choosing to not watch this movie for your own moral reasons, I completely understand. Nobody can make you buy a ticket, and anybody that tries to shame you into not buying a ticket is weird. However, so is the energy you're bringing where you are shaming others into buying a ticket. I don't think a lot of people realize this, but if you actually go down the rabbit hole, almost every studio, almost every film that you watch from Hollywood is going to have somebody or multiple people attached to it that have done things you would find morally reprehensible. For those of you that want to shame people like myself who are still going to see Scream 7, it's just weird energy. Understand that I go to watch a Scream movie for Ghostface and Sidney Prescott. That's what I'm in this for. It's what I've been in it for my entire life. This franchise has been around as long as I've been alive, so it has been a staple for me. I don't get caught up in the weeds of this company said or did this, or this actor said or did this. No, that's just me though. I'm not asking you to feel the same way as I do. However, when you are spending all of your time attacking somebody's morals and them as a person simply because they're excited to see a movie, it's just weird. None of us are better than the other one. If you choose to see it, great. If you choose not to see it, great. It can be left at that though. We don't really have to launch attacks at each other and waste all day arguing with each other online, because I promise you it's going to change absolutely nothing. But the worst part about all of it for me is now these people are saying that they're going to spoil this movie before its release, and they want to spread the word far and wide about how everything goes down, who's the killer, this and that, before anybody gets the chance to see it. Simply as a middle finger to Spyglass, as they put it. Understand that's not a middle finger to Spyglass, that's a middle finger to the just casual moviegoer. To anybody that wants to go see this movie and wants to hopefully be surprised like a Scream movie is supposed to do to you. If you're doing that, you're honestly just kind of a dick. Because what you're doing is not going to change anything. It's not going to better anybody's lives. It's not going to help anyone. All it's going to do is add to the toxicity that's already surrounding Scream 7. But you know that, and you're fine with that. And that is where you lose me. Because as I said, if you feel that you need to not watch this movie, not support it, whatever, totally fine. But if you want to effectively boycott something, stop bringing so much attention to that something. Because if anything, you're just going to get more people talking about it, which means more people curious about it, which means more people going to see it. And spoiling it for anybody that doesn't have a vested interest in this fight, just the casual moviegoer, is just a dick move. And it's important that you know that. Now I know some of you guys are going to do this anyway, because you don't care. And that's totally fine. But I just want you to know that you step over the line at that point. You become an asshole, just like the people that you claim that are going to see it and give it money are assholes. You're no better, you're just worse in a different way. You're a miserable sack of shit and a thief of joy, just trying to steal any ounce of joy you can from anybody that's going into this movie hoping to have a good time. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not going to change minds there, but I feel like it's really important to call that out because it gets to a point where it's so exhausting that I can't wait for this movie to come out. And I can't wait for it to make a lot of money because it's going to. And then maybe some of these people will finally shut the hell up. I really don't know. But this whole weird purity test thing with Scream 7 is just annoying. Sometimes it's no deeper than, I love Scream. I want to see Sydney on screen. That's it. It can really be as simple as that. If you choose to still be a cretin that lives in your mom's basement and wants to snatch joy out of this world, congratulations. Get a gold star. Maybe your mom will make you some pizza rolls. For everybody else, I hope you're looking forward to it, and I hope you liked the trailer. But I want to know down below in the comment section what you guys think. So thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to leave a like on it. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. This is Nick at the Lost River Drive-In, and I'm pulling out.